Well, we're gonna start this video in the dark, which is pretty well how I lived my entire life. You know, why not? Let me explain. It's about 7:42 on a Sunday night. Looks a lot darker because the time has changed, of course. And cousin, the Oliver 770 farm boy, said, let's go over and we can shell some of your corn. So he went over to Dad's, which is probably, I don't know, 4 miles or so away. Maybe not that much. But anyway, the plan was I usually take 2 pairs of 2 wagons. And that way I can keep up while somebody's shelling. I can take 2 wagons back, unload. There's 2 empty wagons over there, and then switch and just keep doing that all day. I had nothing but trouble, as usual. The 1855 decided the batteries were junk all at once, so I put it on the charger and it still wouldn't start. So I guess I'm gonna be buying 2 new batteries. And so I pulled over 4 wagons with my pickup. And then I came back home to try to get a tractor. And I was gonna try to get the 1855 started, and I thought, no, 9650, it's got a cab. I could be comfortable for a change driving down the road in the dark and the freezing cold. So that was all well and good, and I drove it over there. And then I thought, do I want to make 2 trips, or do I want to just take all 4? So I took all 4 and went down the road, and I made it back home, which is a miracle. So I thought maybe we'd do a post walk around here and just see if all the tires are still up, because I didn't hear any dragging or squeaking or whatever. I really should work on wagons one day, you know, and grease them all. And the 2 Oliver wagons are serviced and ready to go. I'm not worried about them. But I took the little DeWalt air inflator along, and I aired up the tires in the field with it while he was combining. This tire has a sin. I knew about that. I can't believe I made it home with that. But I think we're good to go. He couldn't believe I found that many hitch pins, but thank you, viewers, because in that one video, somebody sent several hitch pins. Actually, 2 people sent hitch pins. So yeah, but we made it. And it's not supposed to rain, famous last words, but I think I'm just going to leave it sit here for tonight and not worry about unloading it, because I'm not ready on that either. I got the 1800 sitting there ready to hook to the auger, and I think that's going to be tomorrow's project. But now that this is over, we can witness this historic moment, because nobody died and everything made it back home, which is unusual. And one thing about these, if you don't know, which I need to try to figure out how to make it not that way, when you turn on the flashers, all the stadium lights go off on the cab. So the only 2 lights you got are what's in the grill, and they ain't much. So it would be a lot handier to have all the lights on and the flashers. I don't know if that's possible, or if I just need to get another light bar and have that, so I got a little more light on the situation when you're driving. Because I don't really care at this point if people are blinded, because that means they slow down and stop. I met a car on the way home, and she was not going to slow down until, you know, I shut these lights off and turned on the flashers real quick, and then turned these back on, and then she got her attention and stopped. So yeah, people are not good drivers, and that's the way it is. Buddy, what are you doing, pal? You probably don't know what to think either. Yep. All right, well, we will come back with more footage of harvesting right after this. All right, welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This is the 9650, which is a white tractor in orange paint with a Deutz engine. Relax, folks. I have people who send me emails wondering why I would have this. Well, what's it to you? That's what I say. It was cheap, and it was in the neighborhood, and it's basically a white tractor. And here we have it hooked to 4 wagons full of corn. A very sketchy setup, especially to be pulling in the dark. And we are going to put this into the bin today so that we can have the wagons empty and ready to go again later. So, I guess the first thing I'm going to do, because it's the least enjoyable of all, is to crawl up to the top and open the lid on the grain bin. And then we will see where we get from there. My plan has been, I'm going to try to use the 1800A again for the auger. I used to use it all the time on there, but it's got a hydraulic leak in the steering system up front. And if you've ever been into one of those, that's sadness. So I'm going to try it. I hope it doesn't leak so fast that I can't do it, but it kind of leaks. But maybe it will calm down if it's sitting still and not doing anything. So that's my plan. It needs to be run. It's set for a while. Yeah. So I guess I'll get climbing. Taking the camera so I can film my death. And you can help reconstruct the accident for the police. Okay. Sure. Bird's nest? Yeah. Let's just grab it with our hands. People like it when I just grab stuff with my bare hands. Yeah, they all know what's coming, so they're waiting on me. But tough luck, fellers. This ain't for you just yet. Just go back to doing your stuff. You got plenty to eat in the form of hay and stuff out there in the trough. So go do that. All right, I think I got this clean. I still had a little bit around the edges. So more than you thought, a tractor bucket load, but I'll feed that right now and they won't complain. Then we can close this feller up and start putting in the new. All right, so a flat tire on the front of that. I think everything around here's got one flat front tire, but that's the price you have to pay when you get by with pulling 4 wagons down the road with no incident. So now we're gonna top this sucker off. What's the name of that stuff in turkeys that puts you to sleep? Is it like tryptophan? I've been thinking about that for a while. I don't know why. That has absolutely nothing to do with oil, but you can see that my brain is working on many things at once. How much is it going to take? Probably all of it. Not quite. There's some in there. It would be nice to use that pump, but this tractor has a smaller opening on there, and I just don't think that'll work. So it's back to the bucket pouring. I think I usually, if I was smarter than what I am, I would put it on the seat and let the seat support the buckets right. But I'm not always the smartest. I'm going to put extra in here because lifting that auger, it's going to require some oil. Also, an 1800A is usually not the tractor to use for a one-way cylinder, but it seems to work on the auger. And then I shut it off. I have a ball valve on it, so I can shut it off so it doesn't drift up or anything. Okay, how are we doing here? Well, we ain't doing too good. We're stuck at 4. That tube must be totally sacked. That's fine. It doesn't need an inflated tire to turn an auger. So we'll just look the other way like we do a lot of times. Now, I guess we'll get the 500 and move that red auger out of the way, as I had the good fortune that someone gave that to me, and I was going to use it for a loadout auger instead of that other one, because this one's a little bit bigger diameter. It's also shorter. But anyway, I've never had time to mess with that, so when the other one messes up, then I'll finally worry about that, I guess. The little 500 has been sitting here since yesterday. I used it for wagon shuttling. I'm gonna have to do something though. It's still got that fuel leak. I messed with it last time and I thought I had it, but I don't know. We'll figure that out. Cold start. Come on. Oh. There we go. Did I use as a pin? I don't know. Boy, that's really leaking a lot, isn't it? Not shady at all. The swinging deer head that came with the auger. Come on. I'm really bummed about not getting those combines out and playing with them, but I just don't think it's in the cards this year. That one still needs a point fabricated, and the clutch I think is stuck on it, if I remember. I don't think we got that freed up. I might try to get that green 7300 out and take a lap with it, but it's only got a 3-row head on it, and it's not going to match up to my rows, but it might feed in, so maybe next year. Now we will start the 1800. First we will turn on the gas. Then we will get on the tractor. Then we will disconnect the battery. Then we will make sure it's in neutral and give it a crank. And the battery is not connected good enough. Let's keep you here, right near the site of the explosion. Come on. Oh, my disconnect is not working. I had this trouble the other day. Okay, I need to get rid of that handle. Come on, get in there. Peer pressure. Now, will it run? No. We are going to fight. Only because we are on camera. Otherwise, it would start right up. No, don't do that. It needs to run bad. Might be out of gas. It's not running great, so I'm going to do the right thing and put it on an auger that I depend on. Sure. How close are we? Well, close enough to know better. I don't know why that's turning. Don't do what I'm about to do. Yeah. Stay there. Jacks. Can I get that in there? All right, I can't. We'll cross that road when we get there. So for pin, I thought, why not use this, which was made for me by the Wisconsin Oliver Nuts dad. I think this would be a perfect pin to stay with this auger. Fits in there great, easy to pull out. A win-win. There we go. All right. Don't remember which one of these I use. Did I eject it already? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Now I gotta take my fence down just long enough to put the auger up, then put the fence back so the cows leave me alone. Because when they figure out what's happening, they'll be all around. Yes, this fence is hot. At least it's supposed to be. I'll have to keep it where I can take it down later anyway for wagons. I think we're pretty close. I try to get it in a way that the tractor is totally square with the auger. I might actually need to pull it forward a little bit more. I don't think a guy could get much better than that. I think it's exactly in that hopper. So, if we're happy with where it is, we'll put this on there. I should have lowered my swing away before I did this, because you got to go up to get that loose. And it's pretty well above a guy's head now. Down we go. I guess I could just let it freewheel. That'd be real nice, wouldn't it? Whee! Sure. What do I usually do? I usually hook it up in there somewhere. All right. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Mikey, please leave me be. This is getting ridiculous. Jeez. Some gas, and then I think we'll be ready to go. I'm tempted to shut it off, but I know what'll happen if I do. Then it will decide it doesn't want to run again. I should probably release today's video too, so maybe I can do that real quick from my phone. Not like I don't have to run up to the house anyway. All right, I think we're good to go. We'll hook that up to that 1800 tire and see if it'll inflate it. Need to clean my cab. Got all kinds of crap in there. Buddy boy, let's go. This is quite the parade of stuff. Forgot about the duals. Better not run over my hopper. That's gonna make it a lot less convenient to get this in there. Might have to switch to the 1855. let's try this. I'm sure it's not right and we'll have to move, but hey. Might actually have to go farther forward. Yeah, shoot. I should have switched to the other tractor. Dang it. I can pull forward a little. Okay, I think we're ready. Got to turn on that spinner and we're good to go. The first load always takes forever to get everything rigged up, and then yeah, let me go turn that spinner on. All right, power takeoff. It's on this side. Let's go to the front. I forgot where I set the camera, but that's rigged up again, as usual. Did not think about that. Let's test this load. This was actually the second load that came out of the field. Got to screw this thing down until this button is flush. Always average 310. Corn. Low moisture. Test. .2. That ain't bad. Let's retest it and see what this same sample tests, and then we'll take another sample. .2. Take some more. I don't know that it makes a difference if it's vertical or not, but we'll test it again that way. .7, it did change it. Let's try it again. .8. Okie doke. We're good to go. I'm not worried about it. 5 PSI. Let's go up to like 12. this done, and then we'll take those wagons back over there. So no need to just sit here and film the same stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, I'll bring you back later. All right, first wagon down. Let's try to get the second one, which I realize I cannot see for nothing. We're gonna try that. See if that's close. I think it'll work. That's a little bent, but it'll work. Gotta go forward just a little bit. All right, that'll go. This was the first load he dumped. You can tell he changed over the combine from beans. It's got some beans in the first little slug. Let's see what this brings. Go over here out of the go out of the dust cloud for a minute. Let's see what this is. All right. You can see it or not, but you'll see it the first time I see it. $16.6. Let's try another one. Just make sure our tester's accurate. 16.5. All right, so 16 and a half or so is where we're at. 17, that range. That's pretty good. All right, we got those wagons unloaded. Not too much on the ground in the way of fines or whatever. And I'm hoping to take these back out there and we can fill them maybe once more today. I doubt we'll get much more than that done. We'll just see by the time he gets here and we get going. But I think we'll call this a video. As always, if you like them, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. All that stuff helps, doesn't cost you anything. And as always, thank you for watching. Well, that was pretty rude of the GoPro to cut me off, but as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.